Hello, I'm Steelbook Mason and welcome to my Laserdisc collection. It's not a fucking Laserdisc collection, is it? That's the Laserdisc collection. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Hello, I'm Steelbook Mason and welcome to my Blu-ray Steelbook collection. Now there it is. It's not there on the shelf. It's down there on the floor because I need to pick them up and put them in alphabetical order. Now the Goonies shelf has been there for a long time. Since I run a Blu-ray department. I got a few too many Blu-rays. These all need filing at the A to Z, and yeah. Now, I don't have loads of Steelbooks, not like my friend Casper, who has over 500 Steelbooks. Cut a bit of footage of Casper.
What's the count?
What, Me Steelbook?
Aye.
Nearly 400.
Don't know. Mate, like, have you been to see a psychiatrist lately?
I made the gap for the camera.
Is that what's bugging you?
It is.
That gap right there, but we had the camera on the last video, because I forgot my tripod, right there. And what film was it on? Lost World, Jurassic Park. If Paul Ray knew you were doing that, he would go absolutely nuts.
He has far too many Steelbooks, and they're all in supplier order. Now, I know mine are in some kind of order, but fucking hell. Now, the outtake I'm going to do is Steelbooks. Now, there's a couple of Steelbooks dotted around the room. I'll try and get them together for the outtakes. I'm going to try and do this in one big, long-ass take. No jumpy, no jumpy, like the Laserdisc video, because it takes too long to edit. I want to put this out tonight. I know a lot of people are sitting around and, you know, worried, scared, and I'm just trying to take my mind off it, and hopefully I'm going to take your mind off it as well. So first up, The Lost Boys, one of my favourite movies of all time. I've got two Steelbooks, actually. Now, what's the difference? Now, this one's got a bit of a shelly look to it. Now, this should be the original I got. Yeah, it is, because it's got the Lost Boys trilogy on the back. Now, I'm meant to wipe these down. You know, quarantine your own films. So yeah, anyway, this Lost Boys Steelbook. And it came with a dint in the back straight away, which was a bit shitty. But the blood biting on the neck comes from Lost Boys Trilogy, so yeah, it's the iconic cover, not the original cover of Kiefer Sutherland, as you can see up there. That would have looked fucking stunning on a Steelbook, that. Like, literally, if that was on a Steelbook. And that is signed by Kiefer Sutherland, a really nice guy. That should be the front, that should have been the Steelbook, black on the back. Oh, it doesn't belong there, actually. So yeah, anyway, inside, fucking nothing but the Frog Brothers. Now, the Frog Brothers are two of the iconic characters throughout this trilogy. And yeah, they were missing from all the artwork. You know, even though Corey Feldman is technically the top bill cast. And the Lost Boys are awesome as well. Gotta get them all there. So yeah, this is totally unscripted, unpredictable. As I say, it's going to be one ass big long ass take. Now, what's the difference between the other Steelbook? Kiefer Sutherland is on the back. Where's that cloth? If I went straight in the bin. Oh. Kiefer Sutherland's on the back, an iconic scene from the movie when he comes out of the shadows. It's been scuffed, not sure how. As I say, like a lot of people, like Casper, literally just polishes Steelbooks all the time. But yeah, it's a lush more deeper red, I think. But inside, blue disc, which I hate, blue Steelbooks. But the cast of the Lost Boys coming over the hill after they've murdered everyone at the bonfire, looking down at Jason Patrick. And it's a nice book. It's just a shame about the blueness of the disc. Right. So the Lost Boys collection's up there. The thing will have to come in the outtakes. Right, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the next one. Love this. It's never been opened, this, because there is another one. It's my new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shelf. Just unboxed the Foot Soldiers and Shredder today. Alright, next up. Oh yeah, I'm meant to be putting these in line anyway. See, just unpredictability. First up, we've got Pinocchio. This belongs to Brittany. Big shout out to Brittany. I might not see Brittany for a while with this whole craziness lockdown stuff, but this is part of the Mondo range. You've got Jimmy the Cricket on there, Pinocchio, and Figaro. There's Figaro there. There's elements of Brittany all the way down there. She moved into my life, and then just slowly moving into the man cave. Figaro on the back. He's a little awesome dude. Inside, Jimmy Cricket on the disc, and Pinocchio's little girlfriend on the box there. But that's all. But Mondo stuff, it's expensive, man. I know my friend Carl's a big collector. Now, okay, so I'm going to try and put these in alphabetical order. So yeah, P right in the other side, yeah. Next up is another Mondo. Brinties again. Toy Story. I have Toy Story on Laserdisc right there, because I've been looking for my Laserdisc today. Got Buzz Lightyear on the front there as well. I've never seen Toy Story. On the back, Buzz Lightyear to Infinity and Beyond. It's iconic enough inside though. Very bland inside. Toy Story on the disc. Oh, and it's got a little Bo Peep. That's her name on the back there. Yeah. Sorry, I meant to come really up close to these, so you can see them. You know. Yeah. So yeah, 2 Mondos, 2 under the other Zeds, really. There we go. They're going to fall over and Casper's going to go, oh. Next up, the film I have not fully watched, gave up on it really. Got this from a boot sale from £1, so definitely give this a watch. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is a remake, and with a Steelbook, I think, you know, it's got like the numbers going across, and then you've got Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It name drops everyone, you know, Gary Oldman, Colin Firth, Tom Hardy, John Hurt, Toby Jones, Mark Strong, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Ciarán Hinds. Based on the bestseller by John T. Clare, film by... You don't need that in the Steelbook. You just don't. But yeah, Gary Oldman's face looking all creepy inside. You get 2 discs, and again with the Chris Jericho code break underneath there. Now, as I say, I tried watching it. I mean, I'm going to have plenty of time to watch films, but like last night, what did I watch? Godzilla King of Monsters, and I start watching that Vanishing with Gerald Butler in there as well. So now I watch the Stone Cold podcast. So I was getting there. Next up, this is one of the I think this is the very first thing I filmed on the new HD camera, and it's still actually got its sleeve for some reason. Very rare. Wolf Cop. If you want to see a werewolf and a man transform and his cock explodes while he's at the toilet, that's where you're going to get Wolf Cop from. So yeah. Wolf Cop 2. Wolf Cop 2 has struggled to get any form of release. Inside, you can see there, there's the wolf posing, doing his best Jeff Goldblum impression there. Yeah, the soundtrack's been available on Zavvi for a while, even limited to 250 it sells and sold out, and there's been no sign of the movie. Dude Designs Thomas Hodge would have done the original artwork for it. Nice Steelbook. Enjoy the film, really. Every time I bash the Steelbooks, Casper's going to go. Next up, see, these kind of were in some alphabetical order, because the next one's Warrior. Get it wiped down. Tom Hardy on the front. Joel. Let's just call him Joel. So you've got the Australian on the back, the Englishman on the front, and they play American Brothers. An amazing movie. An amazing movie. Inside, Tom Hardy's even on the disc, and a great show. Full on black and white. Already had this on Blu-ray, but again, this was a quite cheap one. I want to say between £6 and £7 for that. It was really, really cheap. It's going to take a while, this video. Next up, this film is batshit fucking crazy, and it's hilarious. You need to watch it. It's called Mermaid. It's just absolutely mental, like literally mental. The tone is mental, the way it goes around is mental. There's just mermaids, the skateboard, the fly around, the special effects are really good, but at the start of the movie, like I was sitting there watching it, you got inside there, you got the mermaid, you know, and then you got a guy with an octopus head. There's an octopus one in it, spiky head. Yeah, at the start of the movie, this guy's like, you want to see a mermaid? Go in there, and they're all like looking in this tank, and then he just comes out, this big fat guy, and it's like, what the fuck? And like, you're not a real mermaid. But the film is batshit crazy. Once again, sorry to come forward for the artwork, but yeah, it was really cheap. It was actually £2.10 brand new, that. So as I say, it's just really worth watching for how fucking crazy it is. Right, get rid of that one. So yeah, as I say, there's a lot of people out there go out there ordering, but the thing what's changed with Steelbooks, sort of like Blu-ray had them, then they jumped over to this 3D and then 4K, and then not a lot of people have jumped onto 4K, and then dropping 30 quid, 35 quid, sometimes £40 for a Steelbook, you know, to get like the back catalogue with them. Just, you know, it's not right. I mean, if you love the film, it's reissued, it's got nice artwork, yes, you know, but a lot of these, I just collect them how they come. Now this is a series I had all X's and O's. There's a lot of Steelbooks I don't have anymore because of X's and O's, and I had the full set of these, and this is the only one I rebought because I absolutely love the movie. It's the creature from the Black Lagoon. Fantastic collection of artwork on these. So you've got the creature come up there. Oh, I love the movie. And then inside you've got the creature. All classic disc there, and just a montage. That kind of pretty cool to do inside, you know, montage of elements and stuff like that. But it's an absolute stunning Alex Ross artwork. It's one of the nicest looking steelbooks so far. That's going to be well up there on the inside. But yeah, did have them all. I've actually still got them on the box set. And I have been thinking about bringing the creature up. The creature box set as well, you're talking £25 for the 3 movies when I've already got the first one twice. And I love the first one. I don't really remember the second one. I'm sure Clint Eastwood's in one of them. Anyway, next up, this was a recent cheap buy as well. From work, this one. Watchmen. Smiley face. It's not Mick Foley. It's not Have a Nice Day. It's not Forrest Gump putting his muddy face into a towel. Smashing through the glass, blood on there, and Rorschach on the back there. It's a lush front cover. That should have been really the front cover, I think. So it's a stunning steelbook. Has been reissued since this, even longer. I think I'll kind of get the disc out of this. Jesus. Fuck, sorry. Jeez. You got the whole gang there in the middle with Mr. Manhattan in the back, or Dr. Manhattan. But yeah, again, doing a little job inside, you know, with steelbooks inside there. I mean, really, you don't really need anything with the discs there, just something nice inside, but when they do that, it's pretty cool. But front cover wise, it probably should have been that, I think. But yeah, let's Watchmen. So how many have we got so far? 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 steelbooks. It's going to be a long video. Next up, one of the nicest steelbooks I own, and I fucking love this film. It's 30 Days a Night. And I'd just seen the DVD, because the DVD you actually get the comic book with it. Because I was tidying shit up. There. The joys of having a man cave. Hell. Oh, stay there. Yeah, I love 30 Days a Night. Now, Josh Hartnett, you got to give this kid some super respect. So that's the original. And you get like coming soon. I don't need that. Nice little graphic novel inside of that. It's pretty cool. It's based on the graphic novel. First film's amazing. Second two are a bit what the fuck. But Josh Hartnett, man. Yeah, Black Dahlia Murder was coming out, and Josh Hartnett went travelling around the world. It was filmed in New Zealand. And you had to leave, go on the whole press tour to Hong Kong, to LA, to England, and then back to filming. And it's like, fuck me. Like, I just wouldn't. Front cover's a little bit different there, but on the back it's got the iconic, you know, hold the axe, his girlfriend and the gang's coming. But just some of the shots in this movie are fantastic, and what I love about that actually is like it's utilising the steel in the background. It's a lush print. Let's see, give the front covers, just get the dust off them. But yeah, it's a nice really front cover, but that could have been done on the back. 30 Days a Night just written in there. Inside, what I've just been talking about really. Cloth back down. You've got the head vampire there, who all speak this weird language they made up in that, so it's a really awesome vampire film. Like, well, 30 Days of Night. Now, some people go, "Where's your number movies in the lore of the A to Z?" Like, to me personally, number movies should stay at the start, but it's not the way it goes. It's like that. What's that? The and ah. So you forget about them when you put them in alphabetical order. Just because everything would be under T, wouldn't it? You know. Next up, Universal Soldier, Day of Reckoning. Now, this was an expensive steelbook when I first got this, and now you can find it quite cheap, like £4. So, and I do need to revisit this because I've just finished doing Van Damme's The Good, The Bad and The What the Fucks, and this will be a part of it. Universal Soldier has the weirdest fucking timeline. You have the first one with Van Damme in London. Next one you have Gary Busey's in one of them. Then there's Universal Soldier 3. Then there's Van Damme returns in the Universal Soldier The Returns. Those 2 TV movies. Bill Goldberg's in that along with Michael Jar White. Then Van Damme's back again in De Lundgren's Alive. And then there's this, when Van Damme is back again, De Lundgren's alive and Scott Adkins enters the fray. And so does the pit bull fighter who's in the third and the fourth and the fifth, I don't know. So Van Damme, 2 Van Dammes, exactly the same there. Baldy head there. So it's inside, it's got Scott Atkins fighting Dolph Lundgren. I'm going to struggle getting them discs out of my wet hands. But yeah, you don't know, I've worked with Scott Atkins before. And Scott was a great addition, but the movie was batshit crazy and it should have came with an epileptic warning. But look at the bad print there is. I know I've just wiped it, but it's sort of, you know, the print's terrible on it. But yeah, I only got it because Scott's in it. I think I even have it on I think I actually have it on Blu-ray prior to it. Next up, oh fucking hell, these are weird how these are both got together. So first up, we've got the first It, which is quite a rare steelbook. I know as a company we only had 10 for the shop. It was heavily ordered. I do think the first one's better than the second one. The second one was a bit awfully weird, but yeah, It, the new one. And you got Georgie and Pennywise's shadow on the background, and on the back we've got the little boat. Inside, shitty blue disc. Of course, we've got a shitty blue disc with the iconic Pennywise creeping in the drain scene, which, you know, a lot of people wanted that. You know, you don't see many of them around. Let's stick that there, because the next one is Chapter 2, the newest steelbook. Again, this is what they did on the release of the cinema cards, when they had Pennywise, and you put the 2 cinema posters. If you went and seen it twice, it's stupid to do shit like that. Come back and see the film again so you get a different poster, but yeah. When you open it up, it's pretty cool, but obviously you get the spine in the middle, so unless you want it, you've got to break the steelbook doing that. But that's a pretty cool steelbook, but inside it's very disappointing because you got 2 blue discs. And it's Pennywise's eyes, really. 4K disc. There's a very dark imprint on that. But there we go. First up though, the 4K edition. So you get the 4K, you get the Blu-ray, and then you get the film in the bonus footage. So quite a lot on that one. But there we go. 2 It's together. Now my friend Casper would have a field day because obviously that's a Blu-ray, that's a 4K, so Casper's will not be near each other probably. But like Casper likes to line it up, so I've got 2 Warner Brothers going there. But yeah. Next up, someone I picked up ridiculously cheap. And this is a really poor example of a steelbook. So it's a Roland Emmerich's film. 10,000 BC. We'll be getting back to that soon, won't we? From the correct director of Independence Day. And yeah, on the see for example, right? There's a cover. On the back, printed on steelbook. It's all the specs, it's all the extra features, it's all the cast, it's all the age concerns and stuff like that. Why the fuck? That's why you get them slips for. That should have been gone. Inside, fuck all as well. So yeah, that is one of the worst steelbooks I think I own, and it's one of the reasons I don't own Predators on a steelbook. Because I nearly picked it up. It was £5 second hand. I was like, oh fucking hell, get in Predators, you know, because I'm a big Predator fan, and Predators was exactly like that. I was like, I can't justify it. I cannot justify it. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Next up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's a funny story behind this one actually, because this is the new one. I've still got its box here. Now it's actually, yeah, there is a funny story. My mum bought us the Turtle Steelbook for Christmas, but I already had it, and it's coming next actually. So I've got 2 copies of the Turtles, the original one. And she was like, oh yeah. So what I did was, this was online, so I bought that and just, you know, said to my mum, made my mum over the moon that I went out that way and didn't have 2 copies of the same thing. But I'm a massive Turtles fan. I always have been since I was a kid. I like the movie. It's a shame that they're not making a 3rd one, especially how well they took the 2nd one, bringing Bebop and Rocksteady and Krang into it. I thought it was like, that's fucking brilliant, you know what I mean? So on the back, get 2 different images of the Turtles, you know, almost like an homage to the original comics and cartoon. You know, the Michael Bay in there. Inside, it's Raphael and Leonardo. I'm a Donatello fan, so. But that's what was fucking weird actually, because I hadn't opened it, and I can't remember what video it is, but look how bad the disc is. But obviously I didn't open it for ages. Can you see? Justify the bad disc. Yeah. So it was on one of my Turtle videos. I picked it up. So yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the remake. the reboot. Okay. I don't know why. See, all steelbooks should come with an outer case like that. Keeps them safe inside, or like a hard shell one around it. But taking them little shitty plastic things off. I've got quite a lot of teas. Almost out the teas. So anyway, back to Teenage Mutant Turtles. There we go. This is my original one, which has been sealed still because again, massive Turtles fan. Still got its back bit, which comes off over the top. And there, it's a lovely steelbook, that. Absolutely lovely one. On the back, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, more the brand. Inside, classic picture of the guys, all black and white inside. Whoop, and chucked it right at the camera. The font changes on the disc, but yeah, it's a lush steelbook. And a lot of, there was some artwork popped up a couple of years ago when the outline of the, you know, like original artwork, and that's meant to be shredded up the top, striking fade down on the city. I think that was a great concept, but doesn't seem real. Am I going to be able to get this back in its packaging? Did anyone get that? I was singing that to myself. It is actually Snarf's theme tune from the Thundercats. Yeah, right now. Right, next one. The one that went on the floor is a newer one. It's a fucking weird steelbook. It is Mad Max Road Fury Road. It's Fury of Vengeance. Right, this film is absolutely amazing, and it looks amazing on black and white. So you got the half and half, the bad guy. Who is the bad guy in the original movie? Mind blown. And on the back, again, got the same artwork. That should have been the front cover. So yeah, you get two different versions. You get a fucking two different blue discs. I mean, they could have made one the disc black and yeah, that's the black and white version. Almost nothing inside it. But this was a very cheap steelbook off Warner Brothers. I want to say £3 or £4 for that one. It was very, very, very cheap. See, sometimes you see these steelbooks really cheap and you go, right, I'll get that. And then some steelbooks you just, you know, get there. Mad Max goes with that. We're getting there. Next up, we've got some Avengers. This is Avengers Endgame. And as my friend Big Dave pointed out, they're all the ones that were alive. And they're the ones, after the snapping in, comes back on the back. So it's pretty cool. Saying that, like, I don't remember the Vision coming back. But he was long dead. But anyway. Inside, fuck me, there's a lot of discs in here. So we've got the 4K. We've got the bonus. We've got the original. And we've got Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson signed it there. I have the... Well, I have Thanos above us, but I don't know if you can see him. I've got a massive movie poster of this. That's Robert Downey Jr. just standing there. And it was actually featured behind when I did the first HMV live show with Mitch and Scott. And they're doing these performances, and that poster was behind them, and I just had to have that poster when it was available. So Avengers is going to go right in the corner. That's what Brittany drew as well. So it's a prime place. I know it blocks off the shelf, but you know it needs a prime location. And while we're talking about Brittany, he's one of Brittany's new steelbooks. I don't think she's even watched with all this virus outbreak, but that's a Breakfast Club. It's a new steelbook, about 3 weeks old. Drawings on the back and stuff like that. You get some fridge magnets in this one. It's quite heavy actually, and it acts like a locker. We went to see this for its anniversary at the Pictures, the 30th anniversary, and you got inside got a baseball glove and some notes and packed lunch. But we had bought this on Blu-ray. It's right there. So she's a big fan of the Breakfast Clubs, but that is going right in the corner, that one. There's a couple of these I need to leave out, man, because I haven't seen it. I'll be here for a while. I'm not joking you. You're probably in for another half an hour. So next up we've got Big Fish. Again, this is quite a new Blu-ray. Pretty picked up as well. It's a lovely cover, that. I mean, it's not my favourite Burton film, but the artwork on it is amazing. Inside, digital art card, well out of date. And inside we've got Ewan McGregor catching a big fish. So yeah, big fish. Into the corner. You can just see a domino effect happening, can't you? Next up, probably the most haggard and battered Steelbook I've ever purchased. For £1, you can hear it cracking, but it's Sweeney Todd. This is one of them. So you got Johnny Depp, potential, black and red and white on a Steelbook. Potentially could look amazing, but on the back it's full of shit. You know, like the age rating, the features. It's just why? Inside, important notice. Don't need that. And inside though, even the concept of the red windows and the red windows out there and the red chair and red dress, it's potentially could have been a stunning. That would have been a stunning Steelbook. Unfortunately, it's turned terrible. Sweeney. Next up, True Romance. Very bland Steelbook. The tattoo they get on the back is the artwork that's appeared on everything after the a reissue of the DVD. And inside, there's Clarence there, but it's Brost, so when you look at Christian Slater's head, he's got a massive True Romance stamped backwards across his forehead, but they didn't plan too much of that one. I think my phone's ringing in the other room. I might have to go and answer that. So yeah, True Romance, and I'll be back in a minute to answer this phone call. Okay, that was my arm's killing. A 20-minute phone call from Belle. Unfortunately, Belle's wedding's just been postponed till August, which is a shame. Rest in peace, and his christening's cancelled as well. It's like shit's going down. But you know what's really funny? My friend Chambers has just found out about the coronavirus because he doesn't have a television or a phone. So when Belle's phone to tell him the wedding's cancelled, he's get why for. There's only one in Chambers. Right, anyway, back to Steelbooks. Now, where were we? We were... True Romance had gone there, hadn't it? So, next wipe. Next up, WrestleMania. One and only probably Steelbooks I've got wrestling. Again, this one was pretty cheap. Should have been Goldberg versus The Undertaker then. Mainly because the Hardy Boys return. What a fucking return for the Hardy Boys, even though Matt Hardy is now long gone. Inside a big roller coaster kind of thing. But, true story, I was watching that live, and when the Hardy Boys came out, my fucking network froze. And when it came on, the Hardy Boys were back, and everyone had that massive pop. And I missed it live. I had goosebumps, like, it was a fucking amazing return. That's the only reason why I bought that. I think it was $4.99. Next up, Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. Pretty dark, pretty scary movie. Fucking Punisher. Dolph Lundgren should have returned in the Thomas Jane Punisher as the Russian at the door. An homage to Rocky and him being the Punisher. Kevin Nash was in it, but you know, it's a dark alley that. Punisher is a very early Marvel movie. There was, you know what I mean, it showed you that. I don't know why I've even kept that. Showed you that, you know, there was potential, but they weren't taking comic book movies that serious then. Punisher Warzone, fuck me, that is brutal. I've seen them too, not recently, long ago. Next up, Predator. I must leave one. The Predator, here we go. This is, you know, so we've got Predator and we've got The Predator. So by default you put the first one because of the dates, then you put that one, then you put Predator 2, then you put Predators. So this movie had so much potential. It had so much potential. Shane Black coming back to the series, you know, the fucking awesome fucking cover. I mean, the struggle to sell the Steelbook, that you got like a free Z box if you bought it. I had it pre-ordered, went to see it at the pictures. Inside you got a haggard disc, see-through discs, some concept art. You see concept art of a guy firing a hand inside. Yeah, the movie would have been all right at the very end when the fucking guy gives a deep throat voice and the fucking the thing that the Predator's been protecting, and the so-called Predator killer. If that was Arnold Schwarzenegger in CGI, job sorted. Because it's not. You generally think, what the fuck? But I do have the soundtrack, and the soundtrack is officially the last thing I bought off Zavvi. Because Zavvi idiots. Next up, American Pie. Now this is not a Steelbook. This is a steel case. I think Casper because it's got hinges on it. So American Pie, we've got an apple pie and we've got a sock on the front cover. And a pen for the eye. Whatever. On the back, there's always something about your first time. This is part of I want to say it's Warner Brothers. It might be Warner Brothers. I mean, look at that, man. There's fuck all in there. Now I bought American Pie box set of all 4. They've been on the watch pile for ages. Fun memories of that. I think that was one that came in at work. Really, really cheap. And it's got to go right in the corner. James' fault. I know Casper's just cringed at the... Right, there's another steel pack here. Steel pack is the word. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I don't really need this now because I do have Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Arrow on here. And I actually have this on Blu-ray on its own. That's amazing. Transfer is pretty good, but it's the documentary you get about Hunter S. Thompson himself. It's an amazing, fascinating watch. Must watch. Buy a ticket, take the ride. It's a very bland, and again, inside will have fuck all. So from the iconic twisted head to just that, again, another letdown. I'm sure I've got 8 Mile like this as well. That goes there. Next up, another cheapie from work, Magnificent 7. Denzel Washington in a remake, along with Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, from the director Trin doing it. So you got a big 7 on the front cover and the guys on the back. I want to set up a new franchise. I think it's stalled. I didn't really enjoy this. You know, I mean, bang bang, most of them get killed off. But again, there's a return of the Magnificent 7. They were definitely hoping for some of it. I just didn't rate that one. However, everyone, just be here. The thing is, we'll have to start pulling them out. So yeah, hopefully sticking with us here. This is an epically long video. I do apologise because the next one's Karate Kid. It's Brittany's. Now, Brittany, when we were in Manchester, bought the Karate Kid. She brought the Karate Kid startup kit, and I haven't seen it since. It's somewhere in this room. It's an ongoing joke. But on this, you get. Tell you what's on. Mr. Miyagi on the front cover. This should have been a trilogy or the quadrilogy, the Steelbook. As I say, because you can't get the other free. So DLC code out of date. Fuck all inside. Disappointing. There you go. Karate Kid. Next up, First Blood. Even though it has fucking Rambo in front of it. First Blood. I love First Blood. I love the audio commentary. I love the music. I've got the soundtrack. Stallone on the back. Looking Stallone. This has had another Steelbook since. But yeah, picked this up. It's an original one. Quite cheap. It's got the original discs inside. The audio comedy by the author is really good. It's one of those things I didn't get back off my ex, which I was gutted about. I had an original edition of First Blood, which obviously was wrote 10 years before the actual movie, and really depicts Rambo as the baddie and the sheriff as the goodie. It's when he's looks like he's hurt his arm after he's just fell off the fucking tree. It's an amazing score, amazing movie, and yeah, that goes under F, under First Blood. I don't care if it's got Rambo First Blood. Next up, we've got The Shallows. Now this is one of the best Steelbooks I think I own, mainly because of that Impending Doom. Now it's got Steven Seagal on the cover as well, but that is just a stunning Steelbook. This was going for £30 odd one time on Zoom. That code is out of date as well. Inside as well, a great another shot of a shark's fin looking up in the Impending Doom. That's all out fascinating. Went to see this at the pictures, really enjoyed it until the very end when it goes to Hollywood. I mean, in my personal opinion, she should have died or been basically just randomly saved, not sharks swimming to the depths and killing shit and, you know. So yeah, Shallows is a fast forward review. Next up is The Expendables 2. Now I do have Expendables 1 on Steelbook and it's in the other room and I haven't even opened it yet, so there you go, that'll be in the outtakes. Now this, it's fucking dirty. Again, over the moon when Scott Atkinson was announced to be in the Expendables, how well the Expendables ones, and this is the one we got, what the first one said we were going to get. The scene with Stallone, Willis and Schwarzenegger in the airport. Brilliant. But the fact that Van Damme's henchman is Atkins is fuck all on the disc inside. Sorry, in the case. But the front cover is a 2, shaped like a mad mohawk, with knife, guns and everything you can imagine. And then the same on the back. The fact that Scott Atkins doesn't get his name on the front cover, mainly because it would have been Atkins. I can only believe that's the reason he didn't get his name. You know, because it's, is it alphabetical order? But yeah, Scott Atkins' name should have been on Expendables 2. So yeah. Now I will be re-watching that one soon because of Van Damme being in it. Next up, Sharknado. This is a bitchin' ass steelbook. It's bitchin' that. It's fucking class cover. Film's fucking, you know what the film's just what the film is, you know. But look at the red and black. Like, well played. There's another steelbook there. Oh fuck, I don't know. Aye. Inside, got the shark heading towards the chainsaw bit. But yeah, even a cheap movie has a fucking better steelbook than some of these big Hollywoods. So, I still feel good for Bell. His wedding cancelled, bless him. Next up, we've got 8 Mile. That's a terrible steelbook. It's a steel pack. So you've got the microphone twisting around a road. 8 Mile on the back. Every moment and of a chance. Inside, absolutely fuck all. Like, wow, these steel packs are bad. Like, definitely Warner Brothers. Got hinges and stuff, so we've got 8. Right, next up, Deer Hunter. This steelbook's lush. Now, Deer Hunter is a really, really, really long ass fucking movie, and one of the best things, the movie's got a quote on the back: a deer has to be taken with one shot, and try and tell people that they do not listen. Bit where Robert De Niro walks out with the gun, and he goes across the lake, and the reflection of the lake, it's the perfect symmetrical fucking reflection. It just looks stunning. Inside, Robert De Niro taking the shot. But yeah, lush steelbook, because normally it's just Robert De Niro with a gun to his head. You know, it's like kind of cover. Don't see it around. No, you don't see Deer Hunter around on Blu-ray. No, you do. There's a big special edition one come out, like a white and black box. Next up, Hellboy. Oh, Hellboy. Again, this is a $4.99. It's a very cheap steelbook. Back's a bit disappointing, but the front cover is really cool. Did an unboxing of this years ago actually. DLC code, that's well out of date. 2014. Fuck me. Movie extra gone. So inside you get Hellboy's horns. Hellboy looks absolutely stunning on Blu-ray. And the new one, I think if they just made the new one, you know, a follow on, it would have been alright, because it was too early for a Hellboy remake. It just, no, I wasn't. It was like Mila Lokovich, you know, it's spoiled there, but like, spends all this time in a box chopped in bits. She comes back and she can't even last 10 minutes. Right, next up, I'm going to say a massive thanks to Ed. Just give us this randomly. Walked into work. I don't know if I fast talked him out of trying to give us some money. I wasn't wanting it. I don't have much love for it, but it's quite an expensive steelbook. It's Return of the Living Dead. Now, it's a pretty awesome front cover, but on the back, just again, you just don't need that. I mean, it's just nearly 5 hours of extras, goes in a massive description about the film. You just don't need that on the back of a steelbook. Inside, you get a little book with it as well, and you get a little black thing, black and white picture. It's pretty good. I enjoyed the movie. I actually have it on. That's not around somewhere on VHS. That's Return of the Living Dead. My first horror. Next up, recent buy. The only way you can get this on Blu-ray, and it is Mary Sheen's. I would say that wrong. Frankenstein. Now, when I did the unboxing for this, I mentioned the VHS. I actually found the VHS. It's what keeps this shelf up over there. Robert De Niro's eyes, Frankenstein, and the creature are waiting to be reborn on the back. Inside, Kenneth Branagh, when he's not running around being very dramatic, probing the body. When I was in New Zealand a few weeks ago, there's a film, Frankenstein with Randy Quaid, and scared the fucking shit out of me as a kid. and that is the only time I've ever physically seen it, and I just can't get it, and I just don't want to bite the bullet and pay a fortune from America for it not to play over here. So hopefully that Frankenstein movie will come out. But yeah, did a review for that. That's on the channel. Right, next up, Aladdin. You can tell Brittany is creeping in. Now this is the new Aladdin I have seen. I did fall asleep originally, but I'm back. There's Aladdin lamps down here, and again, you know, there's, you know, Brittany gets stuff and then she sort of hides it a bit. But yeah, that's why I love her. So on the back you've got a really cool imagery. I think the front cover could have been a little bit better, but it's better than, you know, what's going down. Inside, you got blue Will Smith, colourful discs. And again, me and Brittany talked about that. That is a very, very bad print of a picture inside of Aladdin coming to town, or Prince Azim. Hakeem. So anyway, Aladdin goes right in the front. Okay, so still another massive pile. It's going to be double D. Next up, Grimsby, also known as the Grimsby Boys, depending on Netflix. Now, stars Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong. Absolutely hilarious movie. Like, one movie not to watch when people trying to eat the dinner. And Scott Adkins is in this again. He is inside. Sacha Baron there with doing his impression of Scott Adkins from Green Street 3. But Scott plays the very bad, flipping bad guy. Flipping because he jumps around a lot. And obviously if you've seen the movie, you'll understand why. The elephant's butt is the actual disc. Again, respect to the movie for that. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, rather than a blue disc, no, put the elephant's butt on it. Of course you can put the elephant's butt on it. Right. Oh, sorry lad. But look at that though. Like the movie The Craze on DVD, right? So fuck on the spine. Nothing on the spine, that would drive Casper nuts. Next up, Rising Sun. I own 2 copies of this. There we go. Don't need that. Rising Sun. My good friend Matthew James Connor, also known as the Con Dog, brought me this back from Italy, all signed and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And I bought it on Steelbooks. I hadn't seen it. He just found me a random VHS in the shop, and I actually fucking love Rising Sun. And Rising Sun has recently been a retro VHS and a review. I believe the review isn't out yet, or has been. Again, there's a few videos I made before New Zealand. I just haven't got around releasing. Tonight I've just released The Shining review rant random, read watch review. That was filmed 3 months ago. Inside, Spider and his boys in the car and the Rising Sun. Really good film. Really good film. So yeah, I've got 2 copies of that. Next up, I'll do all 3 of them together. Yeah. Ghostbusters, what do you want? Now these are limited edition. Artwork is absolutely outstanding, right? And these are done by Jock, I think. So it's Ghostbusters 1. Unfortunately inside, really bad inside. I don't know what this is going. Don't know what to do. The disc as well. To me, Ghostbusters is red, white, and black. Blue came along well later. But it's a stunning front cover on that one. Where we're going here, Ghostbusters. Now, it's a part of a set. So the second one is just as nice. The River of Slime. Absolutely class. And again, inside. Oh, DLC code you do not need. Inside of that. Like what? Like what? Why do I keep putting that cloth down? Yeah, this video is definitely going to be longer than expected. Well, you know, whole world on. Fucking hell, fucking ghost in here. Fucking lights moving, phone's going. So yeah, anyway, Ghostbusters 2. Really good about Ghostbusters 2 because it doesn't have a commentary like the first one does. Next up, Zavvi exclusive. Now HMV had the first 2, So Zavi come along, like Zavi do, like, oh, we want a piece of that pie in Ghostbusters, which is actually called Answer the Call. But what a bitchin' front cover that is, man. It's absolutely class. Oh, fuck me. What the fuck? Look at that one. Absolutely amazing Steelbook. And inside, we've got a bonus disc. So they've been quite cheap, haven't they? So rather than produce some of that holes-free discs, so that code's useless, but they got that right. I mean, that's what that should have been like in the other two, but that's all you get. But you basically get the bonus disc and that, and this is the 3D version. So yeah, you can kind of see which ones have been rushed and which ones have went. Some ones went, no, correct that. And when I did my artwork for my movie, there was like 4 different fucking covers, and I could never pick which one. I mean, that's one of them. And then there's a one where I'm sitting on the toilet in the middle of the garden, which is probably not handy. Surprised I could even pull that one out of thin air. Anyway, next up, Meg. Yeah, not much love for Meg. I think potentially Meg could have been good. I've actually left me Meg book, right? I got the Meg story, right? Because it's part of quite a few books, the writer. And I've actually left it in New Zealand. Funny enough, I'll have to wait for it to get posted backwards. So on the back cover, big mouth. And inside, blue disc. And it's the shark pushing through the people. The best Steelbook would have been human, shark, big teeth at the bottom. That should have been the cover. Yeah. The Meg. Next up, one of my favourites. Killer Klowns from Outer Space. Now this used to belong to the movie pop guy Paul Ray. He sold me it. I'm a big fan of the Killer Klowns. And this is one by Arrow. Arrow have actually released this twice. There's 2 versions of it there. Actually, there's one there and one there. So the front cover of that, pretty much homage to the original. It's fucking amazing, looks amazing. Inside, right, that's an Arrow art card. That's got a booklet. You got, I think that would be tiny in there, but the discs. Now the discs reflect the original artwork Arrow put on their discs. But I love it. I love the music. I love the commentary. I love the extra features, but I love the colours. Some of the colours in that movie are amazing. And for quite a low budget movie when it was made. But again, it's made by 3 brothers. He knew what they were doing. Next up, Super 8. Oh god, that was stuck to something. Super 8 was a charity shop find for £1, I think. Give it a pipe down. Quite like the movie. Revisited it a few times, but you know, here it is, Super 8. Sort of an homage, mashup of what you would get on old camera packaging, really. A logo on the back. Transfer to your Mac, transfer to your PC. No, thank you. It's got them discs that you can see straight through them, and wow, pretty bland cover. 8mm down the side. That's it. And obviously it's embossed as well, so you can just see Super written through it. But yeah, Super 8 was a charity shop findy. And there you go there. Right, so that shelf can take one more. So I'm going to have to take out the T's. T to W is coming off, because that will live forward. It's going to have to go down there for now, just so I can get it in A to order. Next up, Suicide Squad. Yeah, hit the ground running this movie, didn't it, really? Went to pictures to see it. Good for what it was. Potentially wanted to be so much more, didn't it? But I just think the Steelbook's pretty bad. Yeah, fucking hell, these codes. Even the disc, man. So we've got theatre version, extended version, 3D version. You got the gang smashing out inside. Wasn't a massive must-own Steelbook. But yeah, this one I picked up. Oh, actually, it was really popular. This one, it was. I've seen it once. That's what's next to Suicide Squad. Right, next up, one of the favourite films of all time. And first time, really, it's been given a justified front cover for the cast. because the iconic cover of just the silhouettes walking and just a sky drop with the words "Stand By Me" was enough. And this is the Stand By Me Steelbook. Quite rare now. There's something wrong. Who was that? I think there's something quite wrong with. No, it looks alright. Might be my t-shirt. But yeah. Guys on the front. Guys on the back. Pretty cool. Inside. The disc itself is from the HMV range. Like Groundhog's Day, like Bridge over the River Kwai, whatever you want to call it, on the waterfront. That white label range. And inside you've got a really good picture of the guys. Amazing movie. Amazing movie. Normally me Steelbooks, when they're with a collection, for example Predator, here's the other Predator Steelbook, because Predator's actually the next one. They'll be up there together, so I've got a bit of a Predator collection going up there, and the Lost Boys live over there, so Stand By Me doesn't really have a collection, even though it all exists on VHS and stuff. But that's the Predator limited edition Zavvi one. Thought the front cover was absolutely outstanding, enough to own Predator again. And inside it's got the chopper, get to the chopper, but it's just got the standard. This is the first time 4K release of it here, so that literally fills the void up there. And me Predator Hound from Predators, which glows so much. I don't know if it's going to glow on camera though. Is it glowing? Is it glowing? Yeah. Whole room lights up on night time. So yeah. Predators. Honestly, I was going to do a podcast for Tremors Free, right? And I've got Tremors Free here on this Steelbook ready to go. So this is their 6 movie collection with a new generation grab out on the front cover. I went no, because it'll take us an hour and a half to do the podcast. And after talking to Belle and this, it's going to be well over an hour and a half. So it's got Perfection on the back and scrums 6 discs into that. It's a standard size Steelbook. Now you can see how cheap them Ghostbusters were, like, just stick a slipcase in it. But yeah, I've got another Tremors Steelbook. Hopefully in the outtakes I'll hunt these all down. But it's got an original graboid still from the original movie on there. As I say, it's got fucking 3 discs there, man. Yeah. Fucking hell. Jesus. Fuck off. And it's got Burt Gummer. But it's Burt Gummer, the picture that you see everywhere inside there. That's mental. It's mental that there's 6 discs in that. Anyway. Where were we? Predator. So, Predator. That's another slip case. I don't like them. Okay, so this one's got a bitchin' ass front cover, I think. There you go. Schwarzenegger Predator. Then you get the iconic cover that's appeared on most of the VHSs, and not the VHS really. VHS had Schwarzenegger on the side, a lot more red going on. Didn't really give the creature away, but it's pretty much what the DVD came until the new generation. The DVD came along, and as I said, there's fucking about 8 different versions of the Predator up there. Inside, discs, very standard. And you just get the guys chatting. You know what would have been good in there? An X-ray vision, heat vision. So yeah, the Predator goes in front of the Predator. So yeah, I don't have Predator 2. Predator 2 was part of like Rising Sun. 20th Century Fox had a big Steelbook blowout a couple of years ago, and at the time, financially, I just couldn't afford to just blow like 15 quid on a Steelbook. And Predator came out. It's just the Predator, very up close and very bossed out. But yeah, anyway, getting there. Next up, Lion King. The review for this just dropped the other day. But it shows you how far my reviews are behind my videos, because that review was fucking ages ago. Pretty cool that it's got the artwork on the back. Massive lion. I've got the poster of that. Huge poster. Inside, Simba. And now that is now the official cover of Disney's. See there? But that's what's now on the cover of the Disney Classics. They've changed the cover. It's a pretty cool cover. But again, you can see Brittany just creeping in here. One way to take your mind off the world outside doing shit like this. Like, next up, one of my favourite movies of all time. But I'm going to butcher the Steelbook. It's Transformers, Robots in Disguise. I love this. The movie's amazing. I've actually, before I went away, picked up I can't be asked to go through all my vinyls, and picked up check out Random Vlogging Shopping. It's not even out yet. But I find a picture disc of this single from this. On the back, all are one. Pretty disappointing back. Inside, digital copy. I think Cav got that because Cav loves Transformers, Autobots, and Decepticons. Now they could have even went purple on one side, but they haven't. So it was amazing to see the movie. Fuck, where's that going? It's amazing to see the movie on being restored the way it was. It was fucking amazingly done. But I just felt the Steelbook, and a lot of fans like me and Big Dave dropped about 20 quid on this, and then it was selling for like fucking 10 quid. It just missed its mark, you know. Just missed its mark. Next up, another cheap buy. This is a boot sale. Listen, Spider-Man 2, the one with Electro. Got an eye, bitchin' ass back cover, which appears on I think the 3D. Yeah, the 3D cover. Yeah, perfect casting for the time, I think, but just too many fucking bad guys. It's like, here we go, fucking Royal Rumble. Fuck me, I didn't know I'd keep all these fucking codes. Yeah. Jesus. But inside there, what makes that Steelbook shitty? Big electrical storm, that's all you need, but every time you look at it, you can see Spider-Man's eye. You know what I mean? Because it's bossed. So, the amazing Spider-Man. Good cases give away at the back. I'm going to have to split it up a bit. Very loving the back of my head. Now, if I did this jumpy cutty, every time I'd done one of this, I would have to cut it. And, you know, yes, you can take a bit of breath or take a drink off script and stuff like that. But when you're doing this uncut, I feel more interactive with people, that's all. And off script. Next up, scratchy eye. Off the camera. Slowly. Skyscraper. Now I bought this Steelbook because I made this. I got this, and then I added John McClane here, swinging. Got Hans Gruber up here. And I just like that, filling out the wood. That's my Blu-ray sign. You can just see the Y. But I love the front cover. Hence why. I think the film... Sorry, I'm back the camera. The film is Die Hard, meets Speed, meets a bit of Galaxy Quest. But visually, the cover's class. Absolutely lovely Steelbook. And on the back, you've got the tower. Inside, you got, fuck me, 4K, 3D and Blu-ray. And you just got the size ups of the tower. There's quite a weird review of this on the channel with Jack, so definitely check out that. I have revisited that, so yeah. Skyscraper. Next up, a movie which was 3 quid on Zoom. Dark Tower. Man, what a misfire this movie was. Rolling on the fact that it had Pennywise's little museum in it and the kid from it, which got a bit confusing. A DLC code. That's definitely not in date. All red inside. Matthew on the back. I only got it because it was cheap. I literally did. It's the only reason I picked this one up. It was a Zoom cheap. It was like a Zoom hot deal. But yeah, it's the only reason I got it. It goes back in there. It actually gave me a copy of it away. I don't know. Seemed to misfire. Next up, Dark Shadows. I like the Steelbook. There we go. Quite a funky looking Steelbook. Reveal yourself. The fucking favourite bit of the movie, that. Tim Burton. You know, I look at this as like almost like a sequel to like Mars Attacks and stuff. Like him remaking Summit from his childhood he loved. Like he did with Ed Wood and stuff like that. Not a biopic, but just some of that could have fun. But like reuniting with Michelle Pfeiffer, Helen Bonham Carter, but like Eva Green, bringing Eva Green in, like obviously she's almost in all of his fucking films at the moment. But what an amazing movie it was. It was funny, very dark. It was a misfire, but it was almost, you know, this is the closest we're going to get to Tim Burton doing Addams Family, you know. Because I thought Tim Burton would have done the Addams Family. But even inside with Johnny Lee Miller, how it's got the whole cast, it's a lovely steelbook. I just love the bit with the TV, man. Reveal yourself. Dark Shadows. Next up, Silent Hill. What a case. This was given to me by Casper. It's actually got a fucking pen on it. God, them Sharpies do half last forever, don't they? I don't even know how that's happened. I've always got. You never know when you need a Sharpie. I've drawn on Casper's Steelbook. It's a steel pack. This is why Casper's gives us it, because he doesn't like steel packs. So this belonged to Casper. Welcome to Silent Hill. Quite enjoyed it when I revisited it. Got the girl on the front. It's quite a new Steelbook. It's fucking heavy, that mine. And inside you've got the army of bagheads in the corner there. So yeah, personal one given to me by Casper. Right. Next up, Space Jam. There we go. Bugs Bunny, Michael Jordan. Space Jam. Watched this recently. Quite enjoyed it. Again, nothing beats Roger Rabbit, but this was like a film that tried to, come along and give Michael Jordan a starring role. Michael Jordan, like this blue disc. But yeah, it's one of Brit's. She loves that movie. Spacey Jam. Bill Murray, man. Bill Murray. Next up, another Britney one. There's a lot of Britney Steelbooks. She's a big Steelbook collector. She'll probably have a lot at her house as well. But this is one of the new ones. I have revisited this. I have done the podcast for this one before. It is Beetlegeist, or Beetlejuice. Nice front cover, gravestone on the back. Second release on a Steelbook. Inside as well. It's got the scene you always wanted to see when you see the movie, but never see it revealed when his face explodes. I wish they would do a sequel. I think Michael Keaton is more than capable of doing Beetlejuice still. I think he's a tremendous actor. And Beetlejuice is going way in the corner. Beetlejuice is right next to Big Fish. Next up, this is definitely Britney's because it is The Wizard of Oz. This one came just before we went to New Zealand, I think. So yeah. Inside you got the Wicked Witch of the West, and you got the gang heading down the yellow brick road. No, you're not. You've got her and the Scarecrow with the Oompa Loompa hanging in the trees behind us. Blue disc and a red disc. Red disc 4K. Now a red disc 4K, I think you might find in a bit. I don't know where the fuck that's at like, but it's more of an international thing when the 4K is red. There we go. Next up, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Awesome to meet Alex Winter last year. He was pretty cool. Freaked. Got him signed Freaked. Everyone was getting fucking Lost Boys and, like Bill and Ted, but I had to get Freaked when I met Alex signed. It's a fucking mental movie. If you're a fan of Bill and Ted, check that out because Keanu Reeves plays Ortiz the dog. Mr. T's a woman in it. It's just fucking batshit crazy. Inside, you've got When They Meet the Princesses, very dark. Iconic cover, they haven't really changed it for the Steelbook. Now discontinued on Blu-ray itself. And I think mainly because Bill and Ted 3 is coming out soon, hopefully soon, with what's going on. And that, there'd be a box set because Bogus Journey isn't out. I think out of the two, I prefer Bogus Journey. There's a lot more creepiness going on there, especially Alex Winter as his fucking nanny, which is a bit terrifying, but yeah. Bill and Ted in there. Right, next up, fucking amazing movie. Amazing movie. Bought the soundtrack. Can't find the soundtrack. It's somewhere in the house. I will find it. Bought this because it was $3.99. I thought, you know what, it looks quite cool. The movie's called Cold in July. There we go, Cold in July. It's meant to look like a rental VHS, that it does, like it could exist from Arrow Video. Not Arrow with a W, Arrow without a W. And does have synopsis, jazz video and stuff like this, but when you open it up, it's a VHS cassette, which is fucking awesome. Movie's amazing, you gotta check it out, don't want to spoil too much about it. You think you know where it's going and it totally takes a different curveball. Amazing, I actually own it on Blu-ray as well. But it's one of the only movies, especially if you like John Carpenter, where I've went out and the soundtrack's been available at work and ordered it and loved it. Next up, a gift from the one and only Dan Percy. Quite enjoyed this when I revisited it. It's Night of the Living Dead. Obviously this got Criterion released last year, repolished. They won't stay dead. Yeah, so there we go. Black and white steelbook with a bit of green. Day of the Dead. Zombies are coming for you. Be careful. Yeah, pretty cool. This goes there. Day of the Dead. Next up, Godzilla. There's been a few Godzillas in a row here. This is Godzilla King of Monsters. This is the trade-wide steelbook, so it's a funky one. So it's, you open it up, it's Godzilla fighting King Ghidorah. Funky colours. Godzilla, the new movie, was very blue. And then inside you got like the Skyward Battle and the stealth bomber around there and stuff. Blue, and then we've got a green disc going. But yeah, that was a trade. I'll just stick these up there for a second. So that was a trade wide, and then this was the Warner Brothers exclusive, and this is how I ended up buying Mad Max, because we're on the same website. And that's it. This is what's on. No, it's not. Yeah, it's on the DVD release, but it's got the full body of Godzilla and Godzilla King of Monsters. Ghidorah on the back. Just get it wiped down. And inside you've got Rodan and Mothra. It's pretty cool. That's my favourite one out of it. But when I've pre-ordered it, this one wasn't available when it happened. So yeah, I only watched that last night and I fucking love it. I think it's, you know, the storyline, it's adrenaline charged. Fuck me, there's other steelbooks over there as well. But anyway, it's adrenaline charged, and visually it's stunning, like stunning. And here's Godzilla 1. Godzilla 3D, don't need it. Looks like 30 as well. But yeah, the back of Godzilla. And then awesome back cover, spoilt by the cast credits there. But it's got the halo going down there, the Godzilla. DLC code, don't need it. Blue disc, coloured 3D disc. And then just an abstract of like City and Godzilla's spine. Very arty-farty for a steelbook. And then we've got the new Godzilla steelbook without the 3D, and it's fucking class. There's a lush steelbook. Look at that one. So yeah, big raw inside, blue disc. I mean, again, put some fucking effort into the discs, man. I mean, the theme is definitely red here, and you got a blue disc. But yeah, there's our Godzillas. And then, yeah, to get these the right way around, like that. Again, there's Grimsby. Good job, I know it's Grimsby. So that's right, next one, it's called Zilla. It's a big eye on the front cover. And Zilla on the back there. Then we've got the chicken legs inside. Picked that up, I think it was 12 quid that second hand. Just say it again, it's because it's a Godzilla fan that it needs to be in my collection. I do have it on VHS, you know, so and for the law it will have to go up before the other Godzillas. It's Paul Ray's favourite Godzilla film. Fuck you, Paul Ray. Right, this is the new, and this is part of the New Zealand footage, and it's going to creep across because this is the new Joker from New Zealand. When Brittany ordered this, it came to the mailbox, and it takes about 10 minutes to drive to the mailbox and back at my dad's house. But this is from GBR Hi-Fi's. Even got a bag, there we go. They're really good. The only place you can really get new Blu-rays and stuff in New Zealand is pretty banging. But they've got the black Blu-ray and a red 4K. And Leaf Phoenix there painting his face up. But yeah, Brittany was over the moon to get that. We both watched it on the plane on the way over. You know, one of my flights, man, was 17.5 hours. Then I had 2 hours in Dubai, then another 8-hour flight. I'm like, fuck me. Like, Jesus. I tried watching loads of stuff. I mean, I watched the original Batman, just because I thought it might put us to sleep, because I like the film. But no, just, you're sitting there and you can't move. You got all these movies to watch, and you're just like, what next? And every time you're watching a movie, there'll always be a cabin announcement in multiple languages, and it's always louder. Right, next up, I think Jambo Shango set her up, somebody at the boot sale for this. Captain America Steelbook. Captain America, Spider-Man and another Steelbook coming up with £5. Some guy just selling these books, you know what I mean? That way, there you go. Chris Evans on the back now. The DLC code. You got the discs in there. 3 discs. Bit crummy. Again, it was off a good sale. But then a montage of just the cast there as well. I would have had that on the side there and Captain America that way, but whatever. Again, Captain America is a box set I want. Because I've pretty much got all the other Marvel as box sets. Yeah, that's why I have Captain America sitting up there. Next up, a Butterfly Effect. I love this movie. Twists, turns. I haven't seen the other 3, but a fucking weird ass fucking Steelbook. Really cheap online, that one. For £6. Ashton Kutcher on the phone. Whose girlfriend? It's a fucking amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Again, though, you don't rarely see that to buy brand new on Blu-ray. Next up, I just bought the movie quad poster of this. It's made by my cousin. It's a big ass movie. The Steelbook is a lot better than the original poster. Just, you know what I mean? It's about 80% black and just a girl's face in blue and a bit of light coming down. It's decent. And the girls crying together. That's based off a painting. But yeah, making the skull. I don't remember the painting, but yeah, the descent on the back. Swing your axe away. Inside, you got the bit where she's covered in blood, creeping through the blood. And if you watch that scene and you freeze frame it, you can actually see a dog soldier's head dead in the background. Yeah. Me personally, you've got to have the Descent 2. I have the Descent 2 because they follow on in the story, makes a little bit more sense. Next up, one film that I watched and was glued to. Just totally glued. I don't want to tell you too much about it, but like it's like I had to get up, go downstairs and sit and think about it. And when I thought about it, I still hadn't got the end of the conclusion. And then I thought I was there, and then I wasn't there. It's Predestination. Fuck me, what a movie. Sorry, fucking sun-kissed everywhere. Ethan Hawke, time cop, girl with a white big head. Bought the Steelbook because I bought the movie for £1. Fucking bitching. And I mean, they made the effort. It's quite a rare Steelbook, but fuck me, what a movie, man. It just fucking melts your mind. I don't even know why my old wallet's there. Just no, I had to get up and I questioned it and then questioned my life. It's just so fucking... Check it out. You want to baffle yourself. Next up was one of Brit's, Zombieland. I asked Brittany the other day if she wanted Zombieland too because we got a couple of copies in at work. Double tap, but there it is. Whoa, what's going on? She bless her, she hadn't even a chance to watch it. Woody Harrelson on the back there. Wow, I actually don't even think I've seen inside, but that's a shame. Red inside, it's just what a cheap fucking cop out that is. Actually goes right at the end of it, is it? Next up, one of my favourite movies of all time, and if I just quickly, unprofessionally turn the camera, there it is. It's The Burbs. We go back again. Now, this is by Arrow, and they've darkened down the cover, as you can probably just see the cosmic purple on that. Give it red font when it's always been purple with a bit blue. Change the lighting effect, hitting the Klowns house, but yeah. Tom Hanks, one of Tom Hanks' best movies. On the back, you've got the Klowns car, which is a bit of a giveaway, but amazing film.
Hello, Ducky. Would you want some milk? Would you like some milk? But if you don't want any milk, you can have a 10-pin bowling ball.
Got it on VHS. All you can see it. That VHS right at the top corner is The Burbs. Fucking love The Burbs. Unfortunately, I've dented it somehow, which is a shame. I don't really want to put The Burbs all the way in the corner. I'm not going to put The Burbs all the way in the corner. The Burbs is actually going to stay there and get a new home. I can't justify putting The Burbs in the corner. Next up, we've got Bumblebee. Another Brittany Steelbook. This half the Steelbook collection is Brittany's. Me and Brittany went to see this at the pictures. Has a great reference to The Thing. Cosmic Blue, not a bad Steelbook, not a bad film. Yeah, Bumblebee, but again, lovely Somerset, and Bumblebee rolled backwards. So Bumblebee can definitely go into that corner. Oh. Right. Oh, Bumblebee. Next up, Ghostbusters, the original Blu-ray Steelbook. There we go. It's class. It's even better. It's got stay push washable. That's just a fucking stunning Steelbook. It's absolutely fucking class. Inside, guys walking up to meet Zilla. And obviously Winston just gets in on that. And the disc itself as well. But Ghostbusters is just amazing. Like, but when them Steelbook comes in, they were very sought after that new range. But at the time as well, that Steelbook Ghostbusters 2 was the only way you can get Ghostbusters 2 on its own. Because they just doubled them up as a box set. Next up, Blade Runner 2049. Now, there's two versions of Blade Runner Steelbook, and this was like the 3D one, but then this was going to be exclusive, then it wasn't. Both me and Mitch went to get these when they came out. Mitch is a massive Blade Runner fan. If you didn't know that, you know, it's a fucking cool Steelbook. And inside you've got the two discs. Cheers. The Mr. Pointing, but yeah, it's pretty cool Steelbook that. Really good film. Revisit. Looks stunning. Yeah. Bye, Blade Runner. Next up, my newest Steelbook. And I need to leave this at the front. I do have this, but it was on Music Magpie. Shout out to my friend Adam, because he was like, oh, have you seen this? This is $2.99 brand new. Music Magpie. That's the guest. Fucking dark covered Steelbook. Inside. Now, I think that's not. I thought. Oh, it is. See, the Blu-ray is quite diverse. But this was advertised on Coal in July. Now, the people who made Coal in July made The Guest, and the people who made The Guest made Stakeland. So yeah, just 3 little bit movies that are just really fucking good. Once again with Grimsby, man, I guess. Next up, you know I'm a Turtles fan. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Batman. Kind of missed some people off at the back. Blue ass disc and grouping. Didn't know anything about it. Found it absolutely brutal for the. Do you want to watch a kids movie? It's not. You know, it's aimed at all audiences. Has a lot of fun. Has a lot to do with the mutagen. So what happens if Joker was mutated and stuff like that. So that's pretty bitchin'. Not rare. Still available to buy that. Avengers. Like buy Batman. Go on. Whoop. Bad Boys. How many times do I own this now? Considering Bad Boys 1 and 2 box sets there. And then, yeah, Bad Boys is there. There's the 4th version. I love Bad Boys. I recently got this again. It was $6.99. Should have been orange. I got the badge on the back. Miami PD. Got a fucking code. I think that's a big letdown. But again, I'm a massive Bad Boys fan, and I fucking love the new one. Unfortunately, I can't answer what will happen with Steelbooks that have been pre-ordered at a ground level at the moment. But Bad Boys 2, the only way Bad Boys 2 is available is in the box set. It's fucking weird, that. Right, handful left. This one is the other one, free for £5 from boot sale. It's the fucking Avengers. Again, Jambo Shango was like, you're fucking robbing people. How am I robbing people? I asked them how much. They said that much and I didn't even barter. So you've got the A, shiny on the back. The crest. Getting the Agents of the Shield. Now it's got an Alliance card. More crap. Blue disc. And then a massive war fight. Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool, like, because Captain America's far better than he does appear on the original artwork. Yeah, I kind of need to hurry up. I've nearly maxed out an entire battery life on one for the video. The video is going to be like inchly long. Right, you know. So, yeah, I have Avengers and Endgame. Age of Ultron's on. Age of Ultron. Next up, this is a new Steelbook. I actually watched this the other night. It's pitch black. It's fucking lights are on as well. Alright, aye. It's pitch black. Just, yeah. Like, well done, Stephen. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. It's pitch black. I love the Riddick character. The video games are amazing. Chronicles of Riddick's a bit weird, and then Riddick, I'd say it's pretty decent. But yeah, Steelbook, goggles on the back. Inside the catacombs where the creatures appear. Great to buy because Vin Diesel's commentary on it's class. It's a real love, and they're revisiting this movie. I can't put it in here. Predator, Pinocchio, pitch black. Right, so there's only a few Steelbooks left, and then I'm gonna have a break and then come back and do some. Well, I'll have a break. I'll hunt the rest of the Steelbooks out. I fucking broke the light. Jesus. Azim, light. Fucking book for the burbs. Right, what's left? Let's go on. Goonies. The Goonies was on that shelf. Brittany did an amazing thing for my birthday last year. She booked to see. She got Corey Feldman to wish us happy birthday, which I was like, what? And then Meredith from Dream Little Dream wished us happy birthday. I was like, what? I got took to Manchester to see the Goonies actually on my birthday with a live orchestra. She built the chest. She took us to Manchester. What a surprise. And the chest is sat up there on the shelves for ages, but because of all the Blu-rays needing to file it, unfortunately the Goonies is now going all the way at the top. The chest is just behind the table there. But yeah, the Goonies Steelbook has amazing front cover. Get the light. See, the light is just fucking amazing front cover. See, when I was a kid and it went on the adverts, that was the cover. Inside, it's got the American cover, and on the back, just the wishing well, which you normally see on the slip case on the side of it. But yeah, Goonies is fucking awesome. And my friend Sluggy gets to a point, you know, that you can tell the world that someone hasn't seen the Goonies. And God, you just gotta hope for that kid sometimes. Anyway, crack on quickly. There are 5 Steelbooks left. Right, another new one. This was for Brittany's birthday, or Christmas present, sorry. Shawshank Redemption. Lush cover. Lush back. Shawshank Redemption as a VHS had floating head syndrome of Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4-disc set, that one. Morgan Freeman and Tim Robbins are in the background. Fucking loads of discs in that bad boy. But as I say, I'm trying to speed this up. Right, next up, another new one which I watched recently, revisited, not much extra features. Bought it again with pitch black because they're ridiculously cheap on the website. It is Flatliners. Amazing start of the movie. The fucking music and Keith Sullivan. Today's a good day to die. Pits around of what you can do if you die and what happens in the aftermath. Pretty good horror. Obviously the flatline on the back. Came out as an exclusive around the time that the remake or reconditioning came out. I'm actually going to keep that inside there because that's what the original cover was like. Because it's got fuck all else in. Look at that. Yeah, Flatliners. Yeah, I did watch it. I enjoyed it. It was a great casting for the time. Julia Roberts, Kevin Bacon, William Baldwin. First Blood, Flatliners, Frankenstein. Next up, it's another Brittany, and it is Beauty and the Beast. Tale as old as time. Do you see what I mean? Just, it's handy, you know, yeah. You want to talk about Beauty and the Beast, and you want to pull a fucking totem candle out of the wall. Just like that, but yeah. That is the guy from The Guest. Yeah. Hans Simmons. Crazy bastard. yeah, Beauty and the Beast Steelbook. Right, oh, fucking hell. Right, we're literally gone. Right, that's got to go there. Right, next up is another one from Paul Ray. It is an import. Darkman. Absolutely love the Darkman. You can't see the Darkman hanging up there, but love the front cover. It's all German on the back. And fuck all inside. I actually watched this a few weeks ago. I've watched it since I've been back in New Zealand. Got the soundtrack, love the music, Danny Elfman. Liam Neeson. I just potentially had somewhere good to go. Again, I did the whole podcast for the entire series. Right, last but not least is the newest release anyway. I do have the standee and poster, but it's at Casper's house, and since everyone's in quarantine, I ain't getting that anytime soon. And it is the sequel to The Shining. And I don't have the Steelbook of The Shining because I was going to New Zealand, I need to save, so I kind of missed out on The Shining Steelbook. But this one is Doctor Sleep. Now, Red Room Murder. Have it tattooed on my arm with a shite quote from The Shining. Watched this on the plane on the way back from New Zealand. It was added. Two blue. Oh fuck me! It's got 3 discs in it actually. So you've got Red Room there. It's 2 discs. See, why couldn't Ghostbusters do that? This is what Ghostbusters should have done. And Ewan McGregor. I thought it was great. Thought it was really good because if they didn't do this, you would have got a remake of The Shining. Everyone would have went, fuck no, remake of The Shining. Right. So, yeah. I'll see in the outtakes for the other Steelbooks around. Let's say there's a couple, like hence Big True Little China's down there. See in the outtakes. So, while I search for stuff, here's some outtakes from the start of this video. Hello, I'm Steve Monkey Mason and welcome to my Steelbook collection. It's down on the floor, so I need to put them back up in A to Z order. Now it's my first it's my first line of the video, first day of quarantine, and there will be an outtake because I haven't been able to get all the laser fucking hell. Fucking outtake for it.
See that one there, Casper? Fifth Element.
Yeah.
It's like 37 quid at the moment. Oh, man, why have you even got that?
What's that one?
Fucking Speed. It's one of the worst Steelbooks out there. I'd rather have Speed 2 than a Steelbook of that.
Okay, I think I've got them all. No doubt I'll be like, oh fuck, there's one. And I'll be like, oh. Well yeah, this should be my entire Steelbook collection. As I say, Casper's got far too many. I don't even know how he's got 2 kids. 2 amazing kids, but I'm like, how do you manage to do this? But the guy, I've seen a guy have 1 beer in almost 20 years of knowing him, so that's it. Don't drink, buy Steelbooks basically. Right, so a lot of these Steelbooks are, yeah, True Romance has been there, are scattered around the room where they exist in collections. For example, the Lost Boys was where the Lost Boys was. You got the Predator up there. So these other collections dotted around the room. And we're just going to go into this. Now first off, it is the Highlander. Lives right up on the top shelf. Pretty disappointing. Now big shout out to Dan Percy. He actually gave me this for my birthday, which is pretty cool for Dan Percy, even though he hasn't given me Video Man back. Now since it was a present, I will keep that cover, considering it was upside down, but there we go. So you got the sword, Christopher Lambert, and Christopher Lambert looking for France on the back. Inside, hello pretty, Conor McLeod fighting the Kurgan there on the battlefields of Scotland. This was watched recently in New Zealand and has a review rant random coming for in the New Zealand series as well. But that Highlander is very shit. I'm meant to be wiping these down as well still. That is one version of Highlander because there was a second. Now, to go on a different kind of rant, before Steelbooks really became a Blu-ray thing, they were a DVD thing, limited. So that's a Highlander. Same sword, Mortal Edition. Immortal Edition. Highlander, Christopher Lambert, Conor McLeod on the back. It's got the guys. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, it is the Kurgan. Fuck me, I thought it was Sean Connery. It's the glow of the prince, sorry. There can only be one. Synopsis of the movie. Lambert fighting in the back. Wow. Celtic Castles. Limited Holidays. Now it's got the same insert as the Steelbook. The Kurgan fighting Conor McLeod, the Immortal Edition. Inside, you get the imprint. That would have looked far better on the Steelbook. By far. Now the original artwork from the VHS would look amazing on a Steelbook too. But I do have a few more DVD Steelbooks. Now first up, I watched the whole 3 of these back to back. The first one's really good. I think the soundtrack's mint. The second one, alright, it's a prequel. Even though it's called 2, it's a prequel. Then the third one, you're like, really? The guy got burned to death at the end of the second one, which sets up the first one, and then all of a sudden there's a story in South Africa. We're talking Death Race. Nice Steelbook actually, jet black, synopsis of the movie, special edition, double discs inside, the original artwork inside as well. I don't know why I thought I just kept that, fucking hell. Yeah. You wouldn't know. So I made myself a little Steelbook collection. Next up, another weird one. 3 movies, 1 DVD box set, lots of synopsis on the back. It's the Mommy Trilogy. Now, there you go. All 3 Mummy movies, big synopsis of the movies on the back. Again, how weird is it to see a triple DVD collection on a Steelbook on DVD. Jet Li is behind the first disc. Oh, Jesus, and Brendan Fraser. So it's essentially got the artwork from number 3 inside. So it's been brought out, obviously when the third one has made it. Yeah, big M in the middle there. Next up is not a Steelbook, but you know when I was talking about Grimsby before, I didn't even know I had this on DVD. It's a craze. They just totally haven't got anything wrote on the spine. Look. Epic fail, epic misprint. Last but not least, on the DVD Steelbooks, 1 movie I kind of love. I think Tim Leonont's an amazing actor and a badass bad guy. Die Hard 4.0, or Live Free or Die Hard. Again, packed full of information on the back. Fucking Christmas tree inside with fucking snowmen looking at. What is that? Oh wow, so we've got some goodies in here. So Timothy Olyphant was heading places, hitman, but then he justified himself by being justified after that. So we've got the Flying Scotsman. So you've watched Die Hard 4 and you're going to watch the Flying Scotsman. Garfield Gets Real. The Fantastic Four. Die Hard 4.0. Simpsons movie. Flyboys. The Fire Dog. Deck the Halls. Black Christmas and Grow Your Own. Pretty much half of them you can walk in a shop and not find. That's going to be with that. I will keep the Hitman inside there because Timothy Olyphant, he's a great actor. If you haven't seen Justified, check it out. Right, back to Steelbooks. Mentioned this just at the end there. Big Trouble in Little China. There's no exceptions except for Dan Percy's Gift. It's fuck all on the back though. It's probably why I kept that originally. But I love the artwork of that. It's fucking class. I recently just got the Laserdisc. But I don't know what I've done. We're going to check the channel out. It'll appear on there somewhere. There's an unboxing of the Laserdisc, but I haven't done it yet. I don't think I've even uploaded it. It's got a clip of Life Force inside it. This is an Arrow release. Jack Burton looking there, and according to Paul Ray, me, low pan. But yeah, got a Big Trouble in Little China shelf there that normally lumbers in the background. It's amazing artwork. I bought that £30 of Eddie, who gave me Return of the Living Dead. I probably found 30 quid, but again it's Arrow release, Big Trouble in Little China, rare as shit. There's 2 versions of it though, because there's one of the classic where he's down with Gracie at the bottom looking up. There's 2 versions. Right, next up, I'm not even opened this one, it's Expendables 2. Picked this up quite cheap. It's the Bulletproof edition. There we go. So, don't even know what's in this one. Put this on the watch pile. I just remember when I first ever seen Expendables on IMDb, I was like, my god, look at the cast. And you get it and you go, yeah, and then you get the second one. I think the second one's great. Then the third one, just poor third one. Yeah. Wow, just smacked it straight off the telly. So in this one, got the back, Stallone's back, and then we've got, I mean that's pretty cool on the back. I mean look at the glow of that bad boy. That should be on the front. Inside, fuck all, inside man. 3 discs. The Inferno, the Mutant Expendables, this has got loads of extra features on here. But yeah, I'll have to put that in a watch pile. Expendables, a bit of a letdown inside of that, especially at the back. Right, Tremors has another Steelbook. This was an Xavi exclusive. There you go, Tremors. Bitchin' back. badass back in there, but inside, pretty standard really. It's a shame. These, I was hoping for so much more. Arrow Video is definitely a company I think should be releasing trimmers. But again, I've done the podcasts, I've done the reviews, they're all to come out. All new content done. Definitely will be last. Right, this one set off a massive rant at Christmas. Got a Christmas special edition of the Gremlins. This is the Gremlins and one of my last purchases off Zavvi. This is the reason I couldn't cancel my Zavvi account until they rectified the problems. And this was still on pre-order, but that's officially one of the last things, if not the last thing. It's a pretty weird cover all around, like bar scene in it. But yeah, had to have it because it's Gremlins, and there's the original Gremlins. It's a bit blue. Had a lot of rants. A little stripe on the front cover there. Can you see stripe behind us? Just briefly move the camera. Yeah, I can stand here for the rest of the video and do this. And on the back, the classic artwork, which should have been on the front. Something class, that artwork. Right, we're fucking 18 in his belt buckle. Right, not many left. Let's go low. Right, King Kong coming. Peter Jackson's King Kong. I was absolutely devastated when I was in New Zealand to get a Weta workshop and only see a head of King Kong. Nothing to buy of King Kong. So I picked this one up second hand. Pretty cool, pretty epic. Multiple versions of King Kong. Inside Rexy versus the V-Rex versus Kong. Or normally what's in the middle. It's a bitchin' ass steelbook really. Fucking long as fucking Blu-ray now, and I've got the special edition. I just haven't had the time to watch it. The other one is another Kong movie, and again, this goes to show this is Lionsgate film. It's Kong Skull Island. Why have the 3D on it? Just why? And the artwork, I mean, the original poster when it came out was bitching, and they sort of downsized it and really wrapped it around. It's like, come on guys, you could have done so much better. Even just the skull inside it. It's a bitchin' film, like, and I absolutely adore it. Can't wait for Kong to make his return in Godzilla vs King Kong, which, just gonna say, it'll be King Kong. He'll come along, he'll be like, hiya, I'm King Kong. Do you remember me? And then Godzilla will come along and they'll have a big scrap and King Ghidorah will return, and that's it, you know. I mean, people have been going on about, I want to change the camera angle again actually. Just really cool. People have been going on about the size of Godzilla and going, well, isn't Godzilla that size and King Kong about this size? Won't be a bit of a mismatch. He's had time to grow, and by the looks of it, he's grown a beard. So yeah, I'm gonna move the camera again. Really badly. Just, I'm sorry. Just, see, you feel that. Right, you can probably see now there's not many left. Next up, the Thing. What Thing? That Thing. 3 versions of the Thing. Now this is the original, more rare one. Standard Universal release. They went landscape. They did stuff like this for like American Werewolf in London, and on the back there. Like, what happened here? Like, move the camera again. Move the what happens if I just went, don't worry about the left side of the poster. You printed it on glass, don't worry about it. Because what happened to that? You know, they just, fuck really. Inside, yep, it's landscape, so it's embossed like that. McGreedy looking all green with his flare. Let's move the camera back again. Sorry. So yeah, I've got one version of the Thing. Second version is the most hyped up Arrow one. This was so sought to get after, right? Everyone was coming in asking for this. Have you got the Thing? So yeah, I've got the Thing. Like, I've got the Thing, I think about 37 times. I might have to do a video of the Thing this week and see how many copies of the Thing I've got, depending if I get a chance to do it. But this is the Arrow release. Took the original artwork, spiced it up. Classic artwork on the back. This is the one with the booklet. I have every version they brought out. I fucking love this movie. It's the one movie that should be on the commentary list for soon, but I've decided to take on the trims. But you got McGreedy there, looking at the ice coffin there. But yeah. And then, so that's the Arrow release. Then Zavvi went and did something really fucking weird and released another steelbook of it. And to be fair, the artwork's nice. It's not rare, but it's not the Arrow release. It's the stripped back Universal release. So there we go. Kurt Russell's McGreedy. Is he the Thing or isn't he the Thing? The dog on the background. fucking big exploding face and standard disc, which came out about 6 months after. So the demand for the Steelbook for the Arrow one was, everyone, have you got the Steelbook? Have you got the special edition? No. When I met Arrow guys when I was filming the HorrorCon show, there was a fucking stack of Steelbooks I had. I thought they were rare. But yeah. So, oh yeah, there's one there as well. Don't forget about that one. So next we're talking about John Carpenter. This has appeared on the site. This is my French box set of the John Carpenter movies. That came without the 4K discs, but they're pretty bitching because I didn't have any of these and I've kept it pristine. So we've got The Fog, which, come on guys, should have been green. We've got New York, 1987, also known as Escape from New York. Prince Adonis, which is green. An Invasion of Los Angeles, which is They Live. Now, Studio Canal releases them, 4K releases. I was lucky enough to get the original 4K set of 4, which I know a lot of people didn't get, especially Prince of Darkness. There was some kind of distribution problem with that, so you know, a lot of people have asked us to sell it, and I was like, well, you know, you kind of know that I've took the posters out and made my own quad poster. Like, what? You took the posters out? It's a fucking poster. What are you supposed to do with it? So, there's 2 Steelbooks left. I think that's all the Steelbooks. There's 2 Steelbooks left. One of them is pretty rare, and this actually has a case around it. It's Jaws. So this is pretty cool, this one. This was expensive to buy. It was very limited. So it's got a classic cover on. Fucking nothing on the back. It's a good job. The film looks absolutely outstanding. It is. Inside, digital copy. Do not discard that. Is that what that does? Do not discard. Redeem to activate. When did that go out of print? 2014. Yep. How did that go by? Tell me. Anyway, inside. What I'm getting in. That's all you need to know. The film's amazing. It looks amazing. It sounds amazing. The extra features are amazing. And I almost forgot about it because it's over in the little Jaws collection I've got. So yeah, right, so last but not least, it's a weird one. I was lucky enough recently, about a month ago, to walk around where it was filmed. It's on a hill like that. It's where my brother lives, believe it or not. All the way in Wellington, New Zealand. When I lived in New Zealand in '96, and this film was coming out, it was fucking massive. Peter Jackson had not made a name for himself on the mainstream market because stuff like Lord of the Rings was yet to be made. So he made a film with Michael J. Fox, which is one of Michael J. Fox's last starring roles, and it's The Frighteners. And it's a Universal Steelbook, so it's landscape. Now, when I met the legend that is Jeffrey Combs, everyone was getting Reanimator signed, or some of his voice work stuff. I mean, Jeffrey Combs has been in a lot of movies. He's been in Star Trek and stuff like that. I had to get The Frighteners signed by him. Now, because of X's and O's, you're not going to see the footage, unfortunately, but check out HorrorCons, the first one. The second HorrorCon. Yes, the second HorrorCon. Jeffrey Combs is in there. He was awesome. Stephen, You're Under Arrest, Jeffrey Combs. And the Steelbook's really cool because it's like half and half colour. It's got the house on the back in green, but obviously I've framed this all up because obviously, I mean, it's a Steelbook. It's like, do you get a Steelbook signed? And obviously, maybe that's how that happened. Maybe's because Casper had given us Silent Hill. Fuck me, man, there is some more Steelbooks down there. Actually, there is more Steelbooks. Maybe's because Casper had given us Silent Hill. I went, does a Sharpie stick? That's why that would have been wrote on. Right, so more Steelbooks here. I just fucking done that this there. A Halloween. Now, I don't have the original Halloween. Again, when Halloween came out on Steelbook, financially couldn't justify paying 20 quid for a fucking Steelbook. And I kicked myself. I even kicked myself even more that I've got 3 Steelbooks of the same fucking film. But this is Brittany's fault. So this is the original I got. I've just treated myself to a Michael Myers as well, but you check out a different video for that. But this is Michael Myers looking up. Lush cover. Fucking crazy pumpkin on the end. The end bit will be the new Michael. That's your treat for this video. Inside, Jamie Lee Curtis pointing a gun. Just at that. Looks quite pixelated in the fuck there. But yeah, 2 discs of Michael. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I can't believe I forgot about them. Next up was the McFarlane one, which is online exclusive. I think that was on Zoom. sketchy faces, hand on the back. Jimmy Lee Curtis facing off against Nick Castle there. So, same disc. That's a 4K one as well. And then this, Blu-ray.com. That's another Steelbook over there, isn't it? Fuck me, man. There's loads. That's a Steelbook as well. Blu-ray.com doing some amazing stuff. Everything blue, sorry. I did have a poster for this, but Hurricane Rain lost it while framing other stuff. And he's going to give us some Lost Boys comics for it, but shit happens, mate. So yeah, this is the limited edition. You get like a bank card with it, which you can't use. There's a poster, some arty farties on the back, but it's exclusive Steelbook, but it's a McFarlane one. So yeah, but you get like the art cards and stuff in this one. Ooh. Which I've done an unboxing. Check out the channel. It's exactly the same as the McFarlane release, but you just got all the bits and bobs. But it wasn't that much more. And I don't know how Brittany ended up ordering another McFarlane one, but again, big on Halloween. You'll see in the extra. Right, Kong. And this is kind of what you get. Now, along with just this from Everything Blue, there was a map of Skull Island, which is on the wall. There was a poster for the Kong itself. There's Beauty That Killed the Fucking Beast book. There it is. It's fucking, again, there's an unboxing video of that. So there you go. There's another King Kong. King Kong staring down. Up close monkey roll. Inside, Kong. Kong holding an army what's on his hand. Fuck me. You forgot about that as well. Right. We'll do that Halloween outtake, but that's gotta be it. Here's a quick outtake for you. That's where the burbs ended up. I kept the space so I just took the camera on there, be dead lazy. And I've watched The Expendables tonight while editing this video. Enjoyed it. Pretty brutal. Documentary's really good with it. But yeah, that's where the burbs ended up. So here's the final outtake. There's Michael. He's new today. Unboxed him. I've just got the phone call that we're on lockdown for 3 weeks. I'm not going out of the house for 3 weeks. You know, essential buying, Michael Myers. It's going to be interesting 3 weeks.
And now, the end is here.